Welcome to Illumi ASMR. Everything anime and manga via ASMR. Let me start off by saying that this episode was amazing. I honestly am having a hard time talking so softly right now because I was shouting the entire episode. If you felt the same, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel so that we can enjoy this amazing series together. Today's review is going to be one of indulgence and applause over pure analysis. First, let's talk about those eyes. Those fierce, unadulterated eyes. I'm talking about the end. Levi was absolutely amazing. This is a man who is the best at what he does, and nothing can stop him. The highlight of this episode for me was at the very end. After Levi has incapacitated the Jaw Titan is on the floor, and the holder says, "You're kidding. Can't you see I'm a Titan?" This one sentence shows how much has changed. As he's on the floor, he sees the dark flurry of the Paradise soldiers coming in on him without any fear, only conviction. It's a type of situation that he could never imagine. He ends by saying, "These guys, they're Paradise's devils." And we see Levi approaching the Jaw Titan full speed, and the episode closes out. And we can imagine that the Jaw Titan's doom is coming, whilst in the background, Paradise's soldiers are zipping through the sky. To the Jaw Titan, the Paradise fighters may seem like the devil, but to me, their overwhelming strength and capability represents the sheer will, the sheer human will to endure and fight back in the face of absolute horror. Personally, if I had to compare the horrors that Paradise civilians faced being attacked by the Titans versus the terror that Marley citizens may feel, I believe the Paradise civilians face trauma and terror multitudes larger than the Marley civilians. It was a moment of pure justice and reward, as we saw our Paradise fighters have the upper hand for once. We see that their absolutely unfair predicament was turned into a strength. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about how the Paradise soldiers upgraded and improved upon their ODM gear, as well as weapons. We saw Mikasa using an upgraded version of the Thunder Spears, which were used in the last season against Reiner in Paradise Island. Here, we saw her use several spears, igniting them while maneuvering through the sky. We also saw Sasha actually use a gun and initiate a cold, executed kill against a guard. We see that the Paradise soldiers have prepared very well for their siege of the city, using grenades, as well as using their ODM gear to attack the opponent military. Now, going into the story, we see that not all of Marley's military are completely in the dark. In a conversation between Willie and General Magath, Magath states that the Paradise inhabitants are devils, but he acknowledges that he and Willie himself are devils as well. I believe that sheds light on a tragic reality of this series, that in warfare, in bloodshed, and in the loss of human life over political ideals, there is never a clean line between good and evil. And so, I pose to you this question: are Paradise fighters just as morally wrong as Marley's military? Or do you believe that Marley's military is the evil force? Because arguably, Marley's military started all of this. I believe that the parody soldiers are justified in their actions because they were cornered into a position in which they would either die meaningless deaths or they could retaliate. As an anime-only fan, I cannot wait for the next episode. Personally, over anything else, I just want to see Levi kicking ass and taking names. Well, I hope that ASMR review gave you an exciting yet soothing review and good discussion between you and I about Attack on Titan. Please subscribe and tune in for the next episode so that we can enjoy it together. That was Illumi thus far. Have a good evening.